A very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to do psychiatry. Why this is important? It carries about 10 questions which are very important as far as NEET PG and INICT is concerned. About 8 questions in INICT and about 10 questions in NEET PG. If you score well in this short subject, your score will improve a lot. So let's begin with the first question. I hope all of you are preparing well for the NEET PG exam. So let's begin with the first question. Which of the following is not associated with dementia? A. Forgetfulness. B. Alteration of consciousness. C. Reduced personal care. D. Loss of neurons in brains. See, in dementia, what happens? It is chronic onset. There is no disturbance of consciousness. Cognitive impairment is there. Personality alteration is there. Impaired memory is there. Impaired judgment is there. Absent diurnal variation. So the correct answer here is there is an alteration of not associated with alteration of consciousness. B. Well-dressed man came for feeling of woman trapped in man's body. Is suffering from A. Paraphilia, B. Transvestism, C. Gender identity disorder, D. Fruitrism. Now let us look into the details. What is a gender identity disorder? The sense of one's masculinity or femininity is disturbed. Gender identity disorder has the following two characteristics. Number one, a strong and persistent cross-gender identification, which is manifested by repeatedly stated desire to be or insistence that he or she is of the other sex, wearing the clothes of other sex, cross-dressing, preference for cross-sex roles in plays or fantasies, preference for playmates of other sex, persistent discomfort with his or her sex. Now, important gender identity disorders are transsexualism. This transsexualism has all the characteristic of gender identity disorder. The most characteristic feature is that there is marked preoccupation with the wish to get rid of one's genitals and secondary sex characters and to adopt sex characters of the other sex, that is perceived gender. Female transsexuals request for hysterectomy or mastectomy. Then dual role transvestism, it is characterized by wearing of clothes of opposite sex in order to enjoy the temporary experience of membership of opposite sex, but without any desire for a more permanent sex change, unlike transsexualism. Both transsexualism and dual role transvestism should be differentiated from transvestism. Transvestism is fetishistic transvestism, which is not a gender identity disorder and characterized by wearing the clothes of other sex for the purpose of sexual excitement. Then, gender identity disorder of childhood. This disorder is similar to transsexualism with a very early age of onset, 2 to 4 years. So, the correct answer here is gender identity disorder C. Folie deux means A. Delusion of persecution, B. Sharing of delusion, C. Delusion of double, D. None. Well, this folie deux means sharing of delusion. It is also known as shared psychotic disorder or symbiotic psychosis. It is characterized by sharing of delusion between two persons or rarely between more individuals. There is a dominant person who induces delusion into other. So the correct answer here is sharing of delusion. REM sleep is associated with all dreams, delta waves, loss of muscle tone, increased sleep, except delta waves. Now, the sleep is divided into two phases: NREM sleep or slow wave sleep. NREM sleep NREM sleep. Ataxia abasia is A. Conversion disorder, B. PTSD, C. Depression, D. Mania. The correct answer here is conversion disorder. Not used for erectile dysfunction, A. Beta blocker, B. Sildenafil, C. PGE, D. Papaverine. It is a beta blocker. Now, the drugs used for erectile dysfunction are phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitors, sildenafil, tadalafil, vardenafil. By inhibiting PDE5, these drugs prevent degradation of CGMP and potentiate the action of NO. These are the drug of choice of pharmacological therapy for erectile dysfunction. Alprostadil. It is powerful vasodilator. It acts by increasing arterial inflow by vasodilation and reducing the outflow by contracting the corporal smooth muscle that occludes the draining venues. A student is unable to deliver speech before the audience, is suffering from A. Social phobia, B. OCD, C. Agoraphobia, and D. Claustrophobia. It is social phobia. What is phobia? Phobia is persistent and morbid fear of specific situation, object, or activity. The fear is morbid because the fear is irrational. The objects or situation do not produce fear in normal person. The fear is out of proportion to dangerousness perceived that the affected person avoids the situation permanently. Patient is unable to control the fear and is very distressed by it. Suicide is most common in A. Depression, B. Alcohol dependence, C. Dementia, D. Schizophrenia. It is depression. In the description, the link is there. Just click the link in the description to join the WhatsApp group where you will get the details of the 3-day Neet PG Breakthrough Blueprint Masterclass. It is a revision blueprint masterclass covering all the 19 subjects in just 3 days. The first 10 people who click the link in the description will get this absolutely free, and the dates will be announced soon. Which of the following can cause delirium? A. Hypoxia, B. Barbiturate, C. Alcohol withdrawal, D. All of the above. It is all of them. Pyromania refers to irresistible desire to set things on fire. B. Eat out of proportion, sleep for long periods. What do you think is the correct answer? It is set things on fire. The delusion, which involves replacement of a familiar person with someone else, is A. Capgras syndrome, B. Cotard syndrome, C. Otello syndrome, D. None. Well, it is Capgras syndrome. Capgras syndrome is delusion of double. Patient falsely sees a familiar person as a complete stranger who is importing on him as a familiar person. What is Fregoli syndrome? Fregoli syndrome, patient falsely identifies stranger as a familiar person. Then syndrome of subjective double. The patient's own self is perceived as being replaced by double. Then syndrome of intermetamorphosis, a false belief that a person can transform to another person. It is known as intermetamorphosis. This syndrome most commonly appear in schizophrenia. Other causes are Alzheimer's syndrome, head injuries, delusional disorders. So the correct answer is A. Capgras syndrome. Code Hank means A. Passive partner in sexual intercourse. B. Woman having high sexual desire. C. Sexual partner in pedophilia. D. Male important to particular woman. Code Hank is a male important to particular woman. D. Pagophagia means eating ice. The correct answer is A. What is coprophagia? Coprophagia means eating feces. Amylophagia, eating starch. Plambophagia, eating lead. Geophagia, eating clay. Trichophagia, eating hair. Lithophagia, eating stones. Geomelophagia, eating raw potatoes. Doppelganger is a shadow following person, feeling of double of oneself, identification of stranger as familiar. It is a feeling of double of oneself. Doppelganger. What is the contraindication for ECT? Which of the following is delusion? Child wakes up at night sweating and terrified, does not remember the episode. Diagnosis is A. Narcolepsy, B. Nightmare, C. Night terror. Somnambulism, it is night terror. Flooding is a treatment modality used in, well, of course, it is used for phobia. Borderline personality disorder is unstable interpersonal relationship. Indication for ECT are all except. Psychoanalysis was started by Sigmund Freud. All are features of Korsakoff syndrome except ataxia. Suspiciousness is a characteristic feature of paranoid personality disorder, except fall in BP.